everyone, and welcome back to my channel and also this video here where we're taking a look at things to do in Manchester. Now this video we're going to take a look at Old Trafford and the stadium tour, and we're going to have a look what it includes, what you get to do. And for anyone who isn't a Manchester United fan, I know I am, so I really enjoyed the tour. But if you're not a Manchester United fan, I'd still urge you to go and have a look at the stadium tour and the museum and have a look at the history that is involved around Manchester United, because it certainly is an interesting tour. So before the tour, I want to highlight to you the price for the entrance into the museum and the tour itself. £20 and 25p. That's a discounted price if you book online for entrance, or you can rock up on the day, which will be slightly more. Once you have purchased your ticket, it's then time to go round to the Sir Alex Ferguson end of the stadium. That's where you'll line up and gain entrance into the building, where you can grab your tickets and then start the tour. One piece of advice or tip I would suggest is, if you have booked a later tour in the afternoon, the museum only opens till 4 o'clock weekdays. Friday and Saturday is open an hour later. So I would suggest going to the museum before your tour. So allow time to get there a little bit earlier to be able to go around the museum itself, because you could spend easily an hour, if not more, in this museum just looking at all the memorabilia, all the trophies, all the history that this club holds. And this is where we are currently now, in the museum part of Manchester United, the trophy room to be more specific, and looking at all their silverware. And gosh, it is a lot of silverware that Manchester United have won over the years. There are so many nuggets and pockets of information that you can find within this museum, which includes players' memorabilia, shirts, golden boots, medals, trophies that they've won, all individualised in cabinets along the way of players past and present. And almost forgetting things like Manchester United being formally founded as Newton Heath before they changed their name and moved to this Old Trafford stadium. And then comes the era of Matt Busby and the Busby Babes for Manchester United, and when he took over that, and the history involved and surrounding that era. And for me, I've watched documentaries on this as well, and they were fascinating to watch. So when you're going and having a look in this cabinet alone of all the memorabilia that surrounds that tie line, it is definitely fascinating. Even this contract for Matt Busby and the era, and how it just looks then to what contracts are now, is truly fascinating for me. And then when you think you've done with the museum, on your way to the tour, you see this old seat taken from the old stadium, which again, is fantastic to see what they used to be like compared to now. And on to the tour itself, where first of all you'll start in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, which then will overlook the Sir Bobby Charlton stand just over in the far, and you'll get a really good view of the stadium. And the real good positive about this tour is that you get a little computer as well, which is quite interactive in the fact that it will just blurt out loads of facts on the stadium itself. Very good if you can't quite hear the tour guide, although I must admit he was really good. It just adds extra bit of information there for you as well. One of the interesting facts that they talk about is the fact that it's the biggest standalone stadium, apart from Wembley Stadium, of course. But this stadium is independent and it's its own, so it's not owned by anyone else like Wembley Stadium. It is the biggest standalone stadium itself, with over 70,000 seats within this stadium as well. So massive stadium, as you can see by all the shots and photos and as we go around this tour. One of the nuggets of information that I love to see myself was about Sir Alex Ferguson, because you forget how long he reigned as a manager for Manchester United, which you've only got to see by all the titles, FA Cups, trophies that he's won in his time, making him one of the most successful managers of all time personally for me.
especially in today's football where managers don't last that long. It'll get 1 year, 2 year, maybe that, depending on performance. Obviously, you know, they're too quick, I think, sometimes to actually get rid of them when not performing. Then further evidence just showing how much Sir Alex Ferguson impacted Manchester United by his 25-year reign. And this is a piece of artwork as to when you actually get closer, it's quite surprising what it is. And then there come the changing rooms. And by far, for me, this was the best part of the tour. When will you ever get to see something like this? This is the actual players' changing rooms. And who doesn't want to snoop and have a look around? Because I certainly did. You get to see where exactly they sit. And the fact that you learn since Ten Hag has come in as a manager, there has been changes in place to where the players are situated, where they sit and discuss their tactics. And another thing to add, you've got the players' tactic board just over there, and they do have a massive screen that does come down where it's very, very much interactive, discussing tactics as well. So always good to learn about that. These are the things that you don't really get to see. You just see the games on TV. So if you're anything like history or just informative information, then again, this is really nice to see, like, with your own eyes. And when you're finished in the changing rooms, you get to see what it's like in the players' shoes, waiting in the tunnel. Now, the tour guides were very good. They split our group in half as if we were two teams waiting in the tunnel, waiting to walk out on pitch. They actually play some music through. They get you to stand there, and then all of a sudden, then you'll start walking through or down the tunnel as if you were a player and out onto the pitch. Although in this tour we don't actually get to go on the pitch, but you know what I mean when we're just having a bit of a perspective to see what it's like. And this is the view for me that I will remember as I'm walking down that tunnel and looking across the stadium and out onto the pitch. Imagine being a player and having this whole stadium just full of fans, and the roar and the how loud it would be. It must be amazing. You do get to walk pitch sides, so again taking in different angles and views of the pitch itself and watching people maintain that pitch. This actually was taken just before the Ladies Rugby World Cup finals, so you'll see the goalposts over there are obviously the rugby goalposts rather than football goals themselves, and they're just getting ready and prepared for that as well. Further along the way, there are more photo opportunities, and like I've said previously, this is something that I like with any tour, not just necessarily this tour, but this tour itself does give you that opportunity to take many photos of your moment and your day, so you can take away and have this memory forever and look back at pictures and say this is the day that you went to do the Manchester United tour. You do get to see the press offices as well, where they go after the matches. You get to see that, although you can't photograph it, it is another interesting factor that you do get to see on this tour. If you've enjoyed this video, everyone, please do hit the thumbs up button below. Also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. There is a playlist of experience days on my channel. I will put the link below, so do check out the other videos that I've done so far, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.